Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers, welcome back to Ravenport. Our chickens are making eggs like they should. The other chickens are making eggs even better because there's more of them. And our oat fields are ready. Overnight I did end up weeding, well, most of the fields. These all appear, both corn and canola fields, and you can see they're fully fertilized. I got the fertilizer down here. I fertilized this grass here. This grass hasn't even begun to grow yet, oddly enough. But, well, I mean, this grass hasn't either. It still says harvested. But this grass hasn't grown yet. It's been a while, so I thought it would by now. But who knows? I don't know. I got the plow down here, and I plowed the field because it needed to be plowed. So all we were waiting for is the cotton to become ready for harvest, which should some point today, because we'll get to that. And then we'll connect the fields somehow, way, shape, or form. Our sheep are doing... Whoops. What? What? I hit the wrong button. Nope. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So I ended up loading up all the wool pallets onto here. These wool pallets filled up. Now the ones without the metal meshing going around, those are the modded ones. So those should be 2,000 liters a piece, and the rest are the mod, in-game ones that spawn. So I got them all loaded up, and you can see, even with these on the trailer, these are starting to load up. I found it kind of interesting, though, that when the wool spawns, apparently down here, it just automatically loads into whatever pallet it wants. So it's not going to just start filling up one and keep filling the same one. As you can see, I got one in there and one in there. It did that same thing with these pallets over here, and eventually it filled them all. So don't worry about that if you got the mod and you're wondering the same thing like I did at first, like, it's not filling the pallets. Oh, it will. So the sheep and pigs, most of the animals are good. They just all need a good cleaning. It's like the pigs. Yeah, we're up to 18 pigs. So remember, we started with 9 apiece. We're up to 18 apiece, so they're reproducing rather well. Now it's almost well, almost, not almost. It is every 9 hours we're getting a pig. So in 3 hours we'll get some more. So they need to be cleaned. Some water would be good for them as well. The water just looks bad because, well, when you had 9 pigs, I think they require like 6,000 liters or something, maybe something like that. Now with 18, they can take double the amount of water they could before. So yeah, that's why it looks like that. So the sheep, maybe some water, and of course cleanliness. Same with the cows. They are really dirty, apparently. And the chickens are always dirty, aren't they? As for our horses, the newer horse pen, they're doing rather well, obviously. And 2 more days, and we'll be able to sell 16 horses and get $800,000. But for starters in the episode, now I kind of caught you all up. We're going to jump right into the combine harvester. Fire her up. I think I got the straw swath on. Because yes, we are... No. Thought it was on. Okay, now it is. We need that money because we're 23 grand in the hole because I paid off most of the loans I can. Hey, yeah, at midnight when the loan came, I didn't have to pay 10,000. It's like 9,000 something. So I'm in not single digits. It's not double digits in the thousands, in other words. So we're working in the right direction. Any money we earn today will go into help paying off the loan once again. We do have some soybeans in stock. I think the prices are starting to go up on those actually as well. So we'll keep an eye on that price during the day. That could bring in a couple 100,000. I mean, we got over 100,000 liters, so if it gets up to like 1,800 or something like that, we could. Actually, while we're waiting for that, let's take a quick look because I just started the game, want to make sure. Yeah, so 1451, and the price was starting to rise, if I remember, when I logged off last time. So yeah, our goal is just to flip these fields over, get them replanted. I'll probably put some more oats in them just because the cereal grain that we have, we're lowest on the oats, and of course, you know, I don't want to run out of oats on the horses. Shouldn't be a problem, but just like to keep up to date on the oats, get as much as I can in stock, and then we'll switch to something else. And then we'll harvest the cotton probably later in the day before that's ready. And then we'll start to merge those fields together so we can see how much cotton we can get out of that one big, well, I don't want to call it a big field, but one merged field. And that's kind of the plan for this episode. And maybe sell some soybeans and clean the, well, definitely clean the animals. We'll get to that. Clean the animals. That'll take up just a little bit of time in the video. I'll probably do that after we get these fields kind of going. But I mean, I would like to bring in some cash just because I can't gas up anything. Excuse me, I can repair things, but I can't refuel anything if it needs fuel. Well, I seem to have a little trouble here. As you look ahead, I was harvesting the field going that direction. I was trying to come this way, and the header was not cutting the crop, so I put it on a worker, and the worker could not cut a crop. But going this way, I guess it appears to be fine. I have no idea. I've had this problem in a few fields once in a while. We're going one way. Can I cut that? I can cut that crop now. Okay, it wouldn't cut before. Let's see if going this way is it gonna harvest, or is it all? Well, it looks like it's gonna harvest. I mean, I did destroy some crops there because I drove over them, but the header was going. I'm not sure what that was all about. But anywho, we're harvesting now. I mean, in the long run, did I lose that much crop running over them? Probably not as much as you would think. If this was episode 1 or 2, I'd be raging probably, because every little grain counts that early. I mean, it always counts, but do I desperately need the oats right now? Not really. But I hope the price of straw is going good. We'll be selling some of that soon. I really don't need it. We topped off the horses last time, I do believe. We did put some in storage last time as well. And we usually end up with about 26,000 liters here, but we'll see what we get this time. As long as it harvests, that's all I care right now. Yeah, so we're at 24,000, so yeah, we're right in the ballpark. We'll go put this right into our small little silo. So right now, from our future plans for the farm, the only thing I plan on doing is buying a T8 tractor with the biggest engine possible. Just to help out the John Deere do some stuff around here. The John Deere does pretty well, but obviously it cannot do the plow. Sometimes it struggles with the seed roll, but not much. Not much to really mention. There we go. These 3 fields are harvested once again. Let's put the pipe, good old pipe out, and we'll go dump this off. And I think we'll go grab the John Deere over at the grass field, and he can pick up the straw. Apparently not close enough. Okay. There we go. Do these 3 fields need anything is the question. Apparently not. No lime, no plow, so we're good to go. So we'll hop right in over here. That's the fertilizer for whenever this grass decides to start growing. Plus we're going to need it over there later in the day for Actually, we won't need it to fertilize because the seed roll will fertilize. That's right. Yep, the John Deere could use some fuel, but I don't have the money right now to do so. But we'll get some of this back soon by selling the straw. Well, we got our first trailer load of straw. $84 per, which is, you know, not the best price we've seen, but it's not the worst price I've ever seen. So let's go up there and get our first sale in for the day. So we can see the money go up from 23.7 in the hole right now. Yeah, like I said, we could use probably some filling up some equipment here and there. We're not in dire need of it, because if we were in dire need of it, I would just borrow the money and gas up. But I think we can get through the day the way we are. I mean, a quarter of a tank on the John Deere is good enough for a while. But on over to the barn. I don't know, just shy of $7 grand, maybe. Something like that. Good place to park your guys, the workers park their vehicles right in the way. Actually, the price looks better. Yeah, $75.89. Thank you very much. Well, it looks better now, and it'll look better once we get the second load up here. It won't be a full load, but I think it'll get us to where we don't have to borrow, or at least we won't be double digits in the hole. Get it to like maybe like 9 or 8,000 in the hole. Anyways, back to pick up some more straw. One tiny straw swath to go, and we'll back up to the barn. It's actually filling up quite nicely on the trailer. I mean, it's not a full load, but it's more than I thought I usually get out of here. I'm sure it's the same as always. That shouldn't change. Just enough to get us below 10 grand. So it makes me feel just a little bit better. I can breathe a little bit. But that's one thing about cereal crops. Some people look at that's the price they get per 1,000 liters and like, why do I want to do wheat, barley, or now oats? The pricing isn't that great. But if you consider the straw you also get with it and what you can sell that for, it's almost definitely worth it doing it rather than like the oil seed or whatever. I think Giants did a pretty good job so far in making the pricing kind of equal. I'm glad that as for the animals though, the wool isn't like it was in 17. That was ridiculous. I mean, 17 was pretty much easy of yeah, just get sheep. Why would you do anything else? But now it seems to be like some people said, well, cotton is the way to go on that now. So I'm going to take the John Deere up. I got to go get the seed roll. I do believe that's at the BGA. We'll bring that down here. I'll probably set him off on a worker. Plant some more oats. Actually, how many oats do we have? Coming? Nope. Right here was good. Yeah, so I can do one more field of oats because I'll get 27 something. Or we'll just say 27,000. So yeah, that'll put me around 80. And then we'll figure out what to plant next time. Maybe some wheat again, because I think the chickens may require some food, but I can see better after we clean them all up. But, like I said, I'm off to the BGA. Hopefully that's where the seed roll is. I could be wrong. I may have to go on a manhunt for it. Alright, now that we got the border patrol up for the John Deere for this field, top, bottom, and the far edge, he should be able to manage himself or herself. Herself. Just fine. So now we're going to hop into the Massey Ferguson. I keep jumping to this page because last one we're on 1476 and rising. Don't stop rising. Just keep on going. we're going to go out, clean out some animals. Like from the cows, we're going to get some silage, which we turn around and just sell right here, because no sense putting the silage back into their food trough, because they'll never actually get to eat it, because we're going to make sure that the cows always have TMR in their food trough. So this is the cows at 0 cleanliness, meaning completely messy. Actually got the shovel at the right height while hitting the ground and clipping nothing for a change. There, the cows are cleaned out. We'll dump that in. Head on down, take care of the sheep and pigs before we head on over and take care of the chickens. The sheep were just as dirty, but it's only 400 liters of food on the ground, but the cows had over 2,000. I don't know how they figure out what dirty actually is. Let's go over and take care of all of the pigs. And I mean all the pigs, because they have doubled from what we originally had. Yeah, this new bucket is working out great. I don't have to pause and always back up and refill. This would be almost, this might have been over 3 buckets on the other one. Yeah, so the only problem with the pigs is, remember that sugar beet that we kind of took care of for them so they could be full? But now we're getting more pigs, so yeah. And we know we can't really steal the food, so that's not really an option. I would have to find a field with root crop in it, maybe a small one to do a job. And it may not, but I would only get the extra crop, so I have to find a field big enough so where the extra crop that we get would be enough to top off the pigs. But like I said before, it's only 5%. It's more of a hassle right now than anything. Would it be worth, you know, getting a sugar beet harvester and doing our own fields? But, you know, we can always top off the pigs, sell the rest. It's something we could get into. That's a little bit further down the road. I want to pay off the loan first, which really isn't going to be that hard now that we got 32 horses that we can sell now and then. We got plenty of fields to sell crops. And of course we got our chickens and sheep doing what they need to be doing. As for the manure and the cows, I'm waiting for Giants to come up with a patch to where the BGA gives the correct prices. And then we'll sell the manure. The manure is not going anywhere. I realized I could use it to fertilize the fields, but really that means I got to buy another piece of equipment for something I'm only going to do once or twice, so I guess I could just rent it as well, but I think I'll just wait. I would assume that there'd be a patch coming out sometime soon, because they're also, from my understanding, close to announcing what the first DLC is going to be. Some people, I think, have leaked it might be Class being released as a DLC, but who knows? We will see sometime soon. From what Giants has posted, that they're very close to announcing the first DLC. So that'll be rather interesting. But on down to the chickens, we can clean them out. And apparently take care of the John Deere, who has just finished seeding the first field. Took care of the first set of chickens, and now this one. And you can see I may have just a little bit too much chicken feed in here for... this will work. There we go. 4,000 liters is just a little bit too much for this little Massey Ferguson to handle, but we got it to work. It worked out alright. I may need a weight for the back of this thing if I'm going to keep continuing doing that. Or not fill the bucket up as much, but I think it'd be just better just get a weight for it, maybe. Just maybe. So all the animals are cleaned up. Let's go say hello to the John Deere, which is way up there. And then we'll grab the truck. I don't know how much water's in there. Actually, no, I'm thinking of it, because we'll probably empty that. How much is milk going for at the moment? Anything at around 1,200? Yikes. Absolutely nothing. Nothing good there at all. Yeah. So I guess we're not selling no milk today. Not for those prices. I have a decent amount of water in the back of this tanker, so we'll see how much the pigs take. And then we'll do the sheep as well, maybe. I'm guessing I don't have enough water in here. Still looking for that tanker where I can, you know, unload anywhere. Alright, piggies, you guys were at 5%. You're probably going to take all of this, to be honest. But it'll be more than enough to get you through the day, right? At least for a while. Although now they're reproducing faster and faster and faster, we're just going to get more and more pigs. So let's see, how good are you guys now? Well, that hasn't reset. So they only take 14,000, which isn't bad. This will reset eventually. Let's go over and see what the sheep need. Now that the terrain is kind of level over here, we can drive over some of these corners and not flip around and bounce around. Need to replant some grass. Or wait for the Giants update. And I could just quickly go over it with the mouse and it'll grow back. Oh, the sheep are taking quite a bit of water as well. And they took it all. Okay, I didn't know the sheep were that thirsty. But they're all set for a while, so that just leaves the cows. Water. I think the cows are good for a while. I mean, I'd rather leave the tank empty right now. Just in case we get a great demand on milk. I'm pretty sure the milk prices were... It's just the way it goes. I didn't have room in the tank to fill this up with milk, and the prices were like at around $1,200. Now they got an empty tank. It's below $1,000. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But for now, we're going to go park this up by our pond, reservoir, or whatever you like to call it. And let's see how I was going to say how the John Deere is doing, but as I went to check, he's done. So we're going to need the truck later on to extend the cotton field. So I'm going to bring that back down. I'm going to take the John Deere, seed the small field, and maybe speed up the time a little bit because our cotton field probably won't be ready until later in the late afternoon hours. Hopefully in the late afternoon hours so we can get plowing the field. So let me get some things squared away and I'll bring it right back. Well, here we are almost... It's almost dark. I made look outside. I'm like, well, it's kind of bright out. In 15 minutes, in real time, because I got 1 time to speed, it will be dark-ish. The cotton finally turned. So we're going to get this to harvesting, so maybe I can get the boundaries set with the plow. Hopefully. Let me get this started. We'll go over a couple things else that have happened. That's going to unfold. Actually, that may not be enough because our imaginary header is going to do some weird things. Now before, we got 45,000 liters out of here, so we'll see what it does this time. Shouldn't take too long. I'll have to come back at that little row because that will count. So we got the weeder going over here while the weeds are growing. Our grass field has finally started to grow everywhere, so I fertilized that. Looks like we need some lime here, but that's not a big concern of mine. The price of soybeans stopped right there, $17.62, but I'll continue doing what we're doing, and then we'll sell the soybeans last sometime tonight just to see what this price stops at. I don't expect the restaurant to go another $500 more or whatnot. But while this guy is going, I think we're going to get the plow pretty much set up so I can work on the boundaries. If it gets dark, as long as I got the boundaries done, it's not going to be too hard. Now I kind of had a plan of how I wanted to do this, and I kind of forgot what I was going to do. So, yeah, let's see if I can screw this up royally here. The one thing I should always do in creating fields or doing terrain work turn off autosave and save the game. That way if you screw up, you don't mess up too bad. Allowed to create fields. Yes. And basically what I wanted to do, for starters, is kind of get this plow lined up here ish. Alright, so I may ruin just a little bit of crop when I get to the other side, but that's fine. And then just work our way to the corner of that field. I don't know with those trees being there how much is going to turn the worker off. There we go. There's one way around. And that's the way we're going to start it, I believe. And next time we harvest, we may expand it a little bit more. But right now, I'm kind of going with this route right here. So I got one edge done. I just need to wait for the harvester to finish doing what he's doing. So I can kind of do this corner here. So hopefully I can bring it back in just a second. And we can finish making up our big field. Alright, I think I was a little bit over on the amount of cotton I was going to get out of here. I said 45. I think I said 45. And when it started going, I'm like, hey, that number doesn't seem right. So we did get just over 18,000. Which is still pretty darn good for cotton. Because I just look at the price. Even though the price is dropping, we're still at like $2,300 per 1,000, which is still a darn good price. So we're going to sell the cotton now. To get some wonderful cash. And actually it's probably going to be pretty close, just shy of 40 grand. Or it's going to be almost 42 grand. So how about that? Okay, you can fold up now. There you go. So now with the field completely free of crops, I'm not going to worry too much about damaging anything. And I would like to get it somewhat done before it gets too dark. And I might end up plowing. Was the header really stuck on? Let me guess. I gotta lift up the harvester. That would be good. I might as well plow the whole field. That way it's the same sequence. I know we just plowed that field not long ago where we just harvested, but yeah, we might as well have it all plowed because this is just plowed, and of course the field in between is going to be just plowed, so I might as well plow that as well. But I need to take care of the boundaries first and then take care of all this grass, and then we can hire him on a worker, get the rest of that taken care of. Alright, so now we're at least back above $0. So put the plow down, and we'll start to kind of merge over in this direction here. And connect it just like so. And what you want to do is do a 180-degree turn with your plow down, because that's good for everything. So this hill here could be a problem for the truck and the plow, because I really don't have the traction back there probably like I should. But it looks like it's going to be able to do it. And then once we get all plowed, I'm going to throw some lime down and to reseed it with some more cotton, and hopefully when I reseed it I don't see any problems like we did before where it wasn't seeding the whole field. I think instead of going up and down this way, maybe I need to go that way and that way. Make it easier on the truck and everything else. Well, I'm setting this guy off on a worker. I think he should be able to finish the field by himself. I got the plow to limit to the fields. Turn autosave back on. That should be all set for now. And now the whole field should be plowed in the same sequence. We're going to spread some lime down in a while. I need to come over here. Hop on this guy right here. Do some quick weeding. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the evening, which means the sun goes down and it starts to get dark. That's why most tractors have these things we call lights. We can turn them on, which helps out a little bit. I can see this tractor needs repair as well, but now we do have a little bit of cash. And we're probably going to have a lot more in a little while, because we are going to deliver those soybeans. We'll bring one trailer at least. We'll keep the rest in storage. We should have like maybe 25,000 left. I think when we take 90,000 liters, I think we got, or we'll take, and I think we got, yeah, we should have like 120, I don't know. Somewhere around 25,000 liters we'll have left when we take our trailer. The reason to keep them, just in case I do need food for pigs, I don't want to use soybeans because it's not because they're worth the most. It's just that canola, you get more of a yield from canola, and that's why you get less from canola. That's my line of thinking, and I'm sticking to it. So, yeah, but the pigs should be fine, but we'll just keep it. Who knows, I may go deliver it in a little while and see the money go up and go, oh yeah, let's go get more. Because, 25,000 liters at, almost $1,800, that's almost 50 grand. Probably more like 43, 44, somewhere around there. Yeah, who am I kidding? We're probably going to sell it all. Let's not fool myself. I want to see that loan disappear, so when we start making money, I don't have to keep paying off loan and figuring out how to do it. But that's the way I always done Farming Simulator. I don't mind borrowing all the money in the beginning and all of a sudden paying off lots of it. Alright, so all these fields are weeded. They do need to be fertilized. But I'm kind of more looking at, well, this mess here. How are you actually doing, sir? Looks like you're doing the job perfectly. You're not doing the whole field, just the section that needs to be plowed. So wait until he's done plowing, then we'll have the John Deere ready to go. We're going to lime the whole field. And then, of course, replant some cotton. Crossing fingers, nothing looks weird. The reason why the lime looks this way, because I harvested the field once where we seeded it and it came out that way. So I'm not worried about the way the grid pattern looks on the lime right now. Are you going to be able to figure this little section out, dude? I think you will. Yep. So I just need to do a couple pieces here and there. Like I said, I'll let him finish. And then we'll have the John Deere ready to go with the lime spreader. And we'll get down some lime, reseed it, sell the soybeans, and we'll call it an episode. Well, I'm thinking my worker didn't want to work too late because he kept quitting on me. So I'm doing this myself. I was doing the lime behind me. I started working on that field, and I said, well, I guess I'll hire a worker to do the lime, and we'll do this. We'll get it all squared away. There are a couple pieces that he did miss, but I think he's missing like sections like that because of the restaurant. He can't quite turn around. I do have this limited to the fields. Yes, I do. Okay. I'll leave it down because I'm lazy at picking up and turning it and putting it back down. You can see our worker there. He's getting closer, so hopefully I can get this somewhat done before he gets here. If not, oh well, we'll find a way to work together. Now I'm hoping that my New Holland, the T8, if we do get the biggest engine, that is more than what the plow requires. So I'm kind of hoping that with the better traction, he'll do a better job than what the truck does. The truck still kind of struggles here and there. And it looks like me and the worker are going to have a little conflict here for a second. It looks like we all worked out together. Basically, I was out of his way anyways. So we'll find out in a few days when it comes time to sell the horses. Actually, the T8 with the biggest engine in it and all the upgrades is not that expensive. It's like $340,000, which is cheaper than I remember it being for some reason. And then I think we'll have enough tractors. The Massey Ferguson will be just doing like animal care and, well, basically animal care. I don't think I have any other reason for it now. The case is kind of a good all-around. It's good for the weeder, fertilizing even. Although the John Deere will probably get the fertilizing and lime jobs, and the new the T8 will probably do the seeding and maybe some plowing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn that John Deere around. I think. Yeah, you are blocked by an object. You do turn off the spreader, don't you? Yes, you do. I don't want you wasting some lime. But it will allow me to maybe finish this job. Can I sneak that underneath that? See? I don't think that's going to clip. Come on. Yep, this is my equipment. I can damage it. I don't care. We'll consider that good enough, right? Alright, I need to get the pieces that he kind of missed. I'm not going to blame him for these because I kind of did like a U-turn around in him. Actually, I can't blame him for anything because really I think the cliff of the restaurant's kind of in his way over here. Maybe it's a tree. As it gets darker. Alright, so there we go. The field is all plowed. And now we'll take over the lime duties. We'll leave the lights on because I'm going to use the truck here in a second. I think we will anyways. Gotta sell those soybeans. Alright, alright, how much slime do we got left? Not much. But hopefully it's enough to do the field. If not, we got a lime fill station down by the chicken farm. Which by looking at this, I'm going to need to fill up at. Well, 19,000 liters of lime only cost us over $2,000, so that's not too bad. Let's head back to our cotton field, finish that off. And then, with the John Deere, maybe I'll go, I think I'll go fuel it up first, but then we'll hook up the seed drill to it. And I'm going to see if Courseplay can figure out this configuration of a field. And we'll set it off on a worker that way. But first, we need to top off our field with some lime, which now I have plenty of. And there we have it, this field. Well, since we're here, how are our soybean prices looking? The central grain elevator is kind of catching up to the port grain elevator. But we'll take care of that in a while. So yes, no. Interesting, there's fertilizer here. Why would there be fertilizer there? I have no idea, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, the lime. We're all set with lime there. So let's go drop this off. I'm going to head up to the gas station with the John Deere to top this off. I don't need it running out of gas or anything like that. I think we got plenty, but he is going to be pulling the seed drill, so Let me go top this guy off with some fuel, and I'll be right back with you. $4.59 in fuel prices, which is really not that bad, considering how much fuel these things can take. There's a lamppost there I couldn't quite see. Well, I've been thinking for just about a minute, trying to figure out what's the best way to do this for course play. And I really don't know, but I think I'm going to start in this corner of the field. Be my guess. I have, we'll set it up and see what course play says. Course play usually shows you a course it wants to take. We're in field 22. Make sure this is for fertilizing and seeding. Field 22. I think I'll put the working width just a little bit under what this is. Yeah, it'd be better. Current view automatic. 8.7. Okay, yeah, it's only calculating this field here because I just created this field, and I think it only generates the fields when you restart the game. So that's not going to work at this point. Yeah, so he wants to do that. Starting direction detected, deactivated. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game, load back in, and let the game calculate the size of the field and see what it comes with. So I'll bring it back in a minute and see if it works. Alright, now that we're back and I restarted the game, you can see course play. You can now see the field as one field. It does want to start here, I think. So let's see what course play can figure out for itself. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it misses like little bits and pieces here and there, or if the trees might get in the way. Does it know how to go around trees? Has it figured that out? I would like to keep some of the trees around for decorations, but I do have a mod now where we can plant trees. So if I have to get rid of these, then so be it. But it looks like course play is kind of figuring it out on its own. But like I said before, course play sometimes will take longer than a regular worker. What are you doing now, though? Maybe instead of sitting here watching, maybe he's nervous. We will check the prices of soybeans. That price is still going up, though. I am a little curious of what this guy's doing. Okay, well, if that worked for you, fella, but I hope next time on the way around, you do a full width. That would be really nice. I may have to see what he does here. That's interesting. I mean, on the menu, when it showed the display, it looked like he was doing it correctly, so I'm not quite sure I know what he's doing here. The funds are watching course play. But, I mean, it is kind of a funky field. So if you look at the field, well, I can't see it here. Because the field is kind of shaped at this odd angle. It looks like he's going to do just fine. So I'm going to let him continue for a while. I'm also going to watch the price of soybeans. So I'll bring it back when we see how this guy comes along. I'm really curious when he gets down to here because I want to make sure that it's all this nice colored green. I don't want to see any stripes in it. So I'll bring it back in a while. We'll see how course play is getting along, and we'll see how the price of soybeans are getting along. We'll kind of wrap up the episode pretty soon, I think. Well, for you it's pretty soon. For me, Might be just a little bit longer, but, you know, I'll survive. Course play has finished, and I'll give it a grade of an A-. It did pretty well. I understand why I missed the spots at the beginning. I'm not quite sure why, though. You'll see up here in a second. Not this little piece here. I'm not going to be too worried about little sections like this. Although, but this is what I was going to say before. I was kind of worried about this hill being a little bit too steep. You can see the John Deere seeding uphill. It's 3 miles an hour, but, you know, can't blame the John Deere for that. But I don't know why course play stopped here. This is the only section I was a little confused at when I saw it. I was like, why didn't he do this little strip here? He came up here. Because I was actually in the track when he came up here. He actually came up just like I did. He stopped there, turned around, and finished the path. And I was like, why didn't he see this or register this or whatever? But the good news is I don't have no candy stripes in the fields. None of that. So if we go into this page right here, and go here. Oh yes, that's all nice and full of cotton now. So we're ready to go. Now it's just a matter of maintaining the field for a couple days, and we'll harvest it and see how much cotton we can get out of this nice sized field. So these trees here didn't cause too much of a problem. It just missed these two little sections here, but you know, that's can't complain about that really at all. Nice job there. So, and no, you got to leave the engine on to turn the lights off because of reasons. Anyways, I'm still waiting. I think we're still waiting because I've been running at 1 times the speed. I'm waiting to see what these prices do on the soybeans. And also, I'm kind of keeping my eye on the milk right now. I got a price going up on the milk, so let me fast forward some time. But not before midnight, though. We're going to sell it before midnight, the soybeans, wherever the best price is, so I can pay off some of this loan, and we'll wrap up the episode. Well, it's 11:45 at midnight, and the ranch has become the winner. $17.99. So we're going to go sell that because I can't wait much longer because midnight will arrive. I already got the trailer full. It does leave us with how much more liters? I still got like 27,000 liters, so I think I can't resist it. Like I said, I'm probably going to sell it. We're talking pretty close. It's a lot of cash, right? It's going to be like $50,000, somewhere around there. So I'll have to sell that. I got 15 minutes to do so, which is plenty of time. By the way, there's a contract in Field 8 for doing sugar beet. It's like $80,000. I wonder if I should do it. Heck no. No thanks. Like I said, never again. I don't think I'll do that in Field 8. Unless it was my own field, fine. But yeah, I have no interest in really harvesting sugar beet in Field 8. It's a good price. I can get some sugar beet for the pigs, which we're going to have to take care of the pigs tomorrow because we're pretty much up to 20 pigs per color. So yeah, that means 20 per. We're up to 80 pigs already. 80 pigs. Yeah, train, don't you come through and knock my trailer full of soybeans. We're up here to make a huge profit. So now that I drove up here, I just want to make sure. $17.99 at the ranch. So let's sell 90,000 liters of soybeans. Then we'll go back, pick up the other 27,000. And we'll pay off our loan. And when midnight comes, I won't have to pay that much interest. $162,000 we'll call it. I'm off to get the other 27. I'll meet you back up here. We'll sell it and we'll pay off some of that loan. Alright, see if 27,000 liters can almost get us up to 50,000. So it should put us just probably shy of 240,000. And I mean just shy of 240, almost 50,000, just shy of 240,000. So yeah, let's go right in here and repay off some of that wonderful loan that we have. Are we really going to get down? We're below 1.5 million. How sweet is that? That is going to be so nice, and then it's going to be like one more day, pretty much, and we'll sell some horses, and we'll probably, after we buy our T8 tractor, We'll pay off some more of our loan again. We got a lot of crops to harvest in the next day or so. Actually, we're harvesting crops almost every day, so I don't know why I said it like that. But that's going to do it for today, guys. We got to expand our cotton field finally. That's up and running. Our grass field is expanded now. We'll get more grass and hay. Our pigs are rolling. Our sheep are producing wool. Our cows are doing their thing. Eggs are flying everywhere. Yeah, this farm is turning over the leaf finally. I mean, we're making money and we're paying off our loan and expanding the farm all at the same time. So I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll see you next time in Ravenport. But until then, have a good one.